Welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. My name is Holly. I'll be guiding our yoga asana practice. When you're ready, have a seat on your mat. And for a moment, please close your eyes. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Akhanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Chara Charam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namaste. Let's do 5 seated Ujjayi breaths. Lengthen your spine, relax your hands, lift your chest and tuck your chin. With closed eyes, breathe in through your nose, draw your breath into the base of your lung. And exhale out through your nose, pulling your abdomen back and in. Full inhale through the nose. And exhale out slowly with closed lips. That's 2, 3 more. Focus your mind, 2 more breaths. And stay connected with your breath. At the end of this exhale, open your eyes. Let's do some easy shoulder rolls, rolling the shoulders forward and back of the tailbone. Rock around a bit on your base. You can go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Just stay with the breath. And we're going to go the other way. And relax your shoulders and your neck. We'll do 1 more breath. And come back to neutral and then up onto your hands and your knees with the hands under the shoulders. Take an inhale, lift your tailbone, your chest, your eye gaze. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your upper back and tuck your chin. The inhale brings all the length into the spine. And exhale, push into the floor, round and pull your tummy in. Inhale. Exhale. That's 3. Do 2 more on your own. So a full and complete breaths on both sides. And a full extension and flexation of the spine to match. Neutral spine. Press your hands down, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back for this day's first downward dog. Feet hips distance apart. Let's make it be really loose and soft. Bend your knees a lot so the hamstrings relax. Tuck your chin, look at your belly button, and roll your shoulders back from your ears. We're going to do a few breaths. So if you'd like to add movement like bending your knees side to side or alternating your heels to the floor, you're welcome. Press your fingers down, press the base of the palm down. I'm going to move into a low lunge. As you exhale, bend your knees and look at your hands. And with an inhale, step your right foot between your hands and lower the back knee down to the mat. So behind you, the left toes are tucked under. Give a little lift to your sternum and slide the shoulders down. Let's take a few Ujjayi breaths here. And as the breath leaves your body, try to relax your hips a little bit. I'm going to move back into down dog. Take an inhale, lift your back knee, and exhale, step the right foot back. A very loose down dog with deeply bent knees, movement if it feels good. So while the legs are soft, the arms are strong. Straighten your elbows, slide your shoulders back from your ears. And with the exhale, bend your knees and look at your hands. And on an inhale, step the left foot between the hands and lower the back knee. So the right toes are tucked under, and on the left side we have knee over ankle. A little lift to the chest, a tuck of the chin, Slide the shoulders down, a few full breaths. Stay with it, 2 more. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, step your right foot up about hips distance apart from the left. We're going to a really easy forward fold. Bend your knees enough that your abdomen touches your thighs. And from there, inhale, lengthen your spine forward. And exhale, round down over your knees and tuck your chin. So the knees are pretty bent here, especially if you have tight hamstrings. And with your knees a little bent or a lot bent, let's roll weight into the toes and tip the sits bones up. Let's take a few breaths to the back of the body. As you exhale and you feel your tummy deflate, give what body weight you can to gravity. 1 more breath. We'll add some movement. On your inhale, come halfway up. Look forward. Back into the fold on exhale. Full fold. We're tucking the chin. And now we'll rise. Inhale, reach your arms out to the sides. Come up with a flat back. Excuse me. Reach upward. Going back down again, exhale, forward fold. We'll bend the knees, tuck the chin. From here, inhale, lengthen. Look forward, keep all that length. Exhale, fold back down. Arms out to the sides. Inhale, reach, lift, stretch. Last time, exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Tucking the chin. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. And exhale, fold back down. Last time, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, release your hands to your side. Now loosely, step your feet apart so the toes are outwardly rotated and moving hip to heel, or heel to hip rather. We're just gonna pick up some momentum in a nice sway, letting the arms swing. Just give up the weight of the arms. We're just swinging with the movement of the hips. We'll lift the arms a little higher. Let the hands slap the sides of the body. Get our circulation going. Stimulate the movement of lymph. We'll go back down to the hips. And gradually slow down. Take your time. Very organic stilling. And we'll come up to the top of the mat, standing in Tadasana, mountain pose in preparation for Surya Namaskar. Classical sun salutes. We begin here with the big toes touching in Tadasana. Straighten your knees, squeeze your thighs together, tuck your tailbone in and lift your chest, and then firmly press your hands together over the sternum. We'll exhale out completely, and then inhale, reach your arms out and lift them up alongside the ears. Reach forward. Exhale, hinge at the hips, and just like before, you can bend your knees as much as you need to in order to bring your hands to the ground. From there, take an inhale and step your right leg back as long as it will go. Lower the knee, we're back in the lunge again. On your exhale, go into down dog and touch your toes together in this down dog. We'll inhale forward to a plank pose. Look up with your eyes at the top of the pose. And exhale, lower your knees down. Keep the hips lifted. Move forward, bringing the chest and chin to the mat. Our toes are curled under and our hands are flat. Inhale onto your belly into cobra. This is a low cobra. Most of your abdomen, all of your abdomen will be on the mat. We're just pulling the chin back so we're looking at the ground. With the exhale, push back into downward facing dog. On an in-breath, step your left foot between your hands and lower the right knee to the mat. On exhale, come up and fold and bring your big toes together. Reach forward. Inhale, come up with a flat back so your arms are alongside your ears as you lift. And then exhale, bring the arms in front of the shoulders, then press your palms together. Other side. Inhale, reach out, lift up, hinge at the hips. Exhale, reach forward with a flat back until the hands come down to the floor. And then inhale the left leg back as far as it will go. Exhale to down dog, and in this downward dog, the big toes are together. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Bring your shoulders out as far over your fingertips as you can. And then exhale, the hips are high. We keep that forward motion going, squeezing our elbows in at our side to bring the chest and chin down. Cobra, long and low. Inhale onto your belly. Behind you, your toes are curled under and you're pulling the heels back so the knees lift off the mat. On your exhale, push back into downward facing dog. With an inhale, step the right foot between your hands and lower the left knee. On exhale, come up and fold, touching your toes together, tucking your chin. Inhale, reach out, lift all the way up. Exhale, palms come forward of the shoulders and in. Let's go again. Inhale, reach out, lift up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Right leg back on inhale, lower your knee. On your exhale, downward facing dog. Touch your toes together. Inhale, shift forward to plank, shoulders moving over the fingers. Exhale, knees down, hips up. Move forward to touch the chest and chin. Now the toes are curled under. Inhale into cobra, pulling the heels back so the knees lift off the mat. Exhale, press back into down dog. Left foot forward, inhale, touch the back knee. And on exhale, come up and fold, bringing the big toes together. Reach out and up on inhale. Arms forward and in on exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg back on inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, down dog, touch the toes. Come forward to plank on inhale, lowering down, knees, chest, and chin. Squeeze your elbows in close. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, inhale, left knee to the mat. Exhale, step up and fold. Reach out and up, inhale. Exhale, palms together. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Right leg back on inhale with the knee. Downward dog, touching the toes. Come forward, inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Cobra, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Left foot forward, inhale, touch the back knee. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, center. Last side, feel the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg back, inhale. Exhale, touching the toes. Come forward, inhale. Knees, chest, chin, exhale. Cobra, inhale. Dog, exhale. Right foot forward, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Exhale to center. Release your arms at your side. Let's come back into Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring your big toes together. When you feel your big toes touching, close your eyes. Our awareness is in the big toes. Ground them into the mat. Now spread the smaller toes out and flatten them into the floor. Making subtle shifts in your balance. Even your weight between your toes, the balls of your feet, and your heels. And between the inner arches and the outer edges, and the right and the left. Standing squarely in each. We'll move up now, engage the calf muscles, straighten the knees. Engage your quads, tighten the back of your legs, tuck your tailbone under, squeeze the buttocks, chest up, shoulders back and down. Straighten your elbows and reach your fingertips as if you could touch the floor. Palms face in, squeeze your armpits closed. Engage your abdominal muscles and the muscles of your back. Squeeze between your shoulders and engage across your chest. The whole body is activated here. Now, consciously soften your face and let's listen to the sound of the breath. Again, on your own, starting at the big toes, work your way all the way up. Engage Tadasana, engage your whole body. And now, relax your face and sense your breath. Release Tadasana. Open your eyes. Let's begin Yoga Asana. Step your left foot out on the mat. Take a wide stance with inwardly rotated toes. Hands at your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine and look up. Exhale, lead with the chest into a forward fold. And as our earlier folds, you can bend your knees as much as you need to touch the ground. From there, inhale, lengthen your spine forward, look up. Keep all of that length. Exhale, fold. Tuck your chin, look at your belly button and breathe. On your inhale, come halfway up, look forward. Exhale, hands at your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Let's point out the right toe and square the hips forward. Inhale, open arms, Trikonasana. On your exhale, shift right. Lower the right hand and look up at the left. Breathe. One more breath makes 3. With open arms, inhale, come all the way up, and on exhale, bend into the right knee. Virabhadrasana 2, and you might need a wider stance here. Square your hips towards the side mat and scoop your tailbone under. Reach your fingertips out as if you could touch opposite walls. As the breath leaves your body, see if you can sink a little deeper into the right hip. Full breath in. Exhale, Parshva Konasana. So side angle pose can be done 2 ways. You can do it with your right forearm on your right thigh. Maybe you want to go a little bit deeper. You can bring your right hand inside the right foot. And press your left foot flat. Reach energy through the left fingertips. And roll the left side of the rib cage open. Turn your heart towards the ceiling. Feel your legs strong, steady, open arms. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And exhale, we'll release. Let's come back to a wide angled position. Toes inwardly rotated. This time we'll interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, lead from your chest into a forward fold. And relax your arms towards the floor. Come back into the breath. Roll weight into the balls of the feet. Tip your sits bones up. We'll do one more. Lift with your chest. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release. Triangle pose on the left. Point your left toe out and square your hips towards the side mat. Inhale, open arms. Exhale, shift to the left and lower. Look at your right hand. One more breath makes 3. Let the breath fill the entire shape. Wide open arms. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Virabhadrasana 2. So you can take that wider stance if you need to. Just feel the outside edge of the right foot flat and firm on the floor. We'll do one more breath, sink into the hips. We'll move into side angle pose. So 2 ways about it. Left forearm on the left eye. Right arm up alongside the cheek. Those of you who might feel more open can bring your left hand inside the foot. But in either position, you want to shrug the right shoulder down from the ear. Relax the right side of your neck. Let the work be about rolling the right side of the rib cage towards the ceiling. One more breath. Strong legs, open arms. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. And on the exhale, we'll release. Come back up to the top of the mat. Let's stand a moment into Tadasana. Toes together. This time, press your palms together. Inhale, circle your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway up. On your exhale, step back into plank pose and immediately lower your knees, chest, and chin to the floor. We'll inhale to cobra and hold. I recognize you can't see the entirety of my pose here on the screen, but behind me, my big toes are together and my toes are tucked under. Pull your chin back, pull your elbows back, pull your heels back, and now move forward through the crown of your head. Instead of breathing deeply into our belly like we do in so many poses, try to breathe around your clavicles, your collarbones. And as you exhale, hollow out your tummy, get a little closer to the floor. We'll do another breath. So our knees are lifted here. Here's my challenge to you. Move back into downward dog without touching the floor with your knees. Inhale and exhale, pushing back. We're going to take 5 breaths in down dog. But if downward dog does not feel like a resting pose for you, you're welcome to lower your knees, have a seat on your heel, rest your head in child's pose. And if you're in downward dog with me, bring your big toes together. Let's start to work the heels down. We'll do one more breath. And we'll release. Down onto the knees and then come upright on the knees. We'll practice Ustrasana, camel pose. If you like a little extra cushioning, you can fold the top edge of your mat over so your knees have some more padding. Our knees are under the hips. We'll tuck the toes under from behind for support. Bring your hands onto the lower back. Feel a curve. Tuck your tailbone under. Try to broaden the curve of the lumbar. Elbows squeeze together. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, hips forward. I'm just moving into like a baby camel pose here. Try to lift up and move forward with each inhale. And as you exhale, if it feels good, you can begin to relax your head back. Let's do one more breath. Spread the rib cage apart. Push into your low back. Inhale, come up. And for a moment, we'll exhale and release. Just sit on your feet. So we're going to go a little deeper in the next one. My challenge to you is to try to keep the hips forward over the knees. Try not to move backwards in space here. Come back up onto your knees. Those of you who are feeling more open can do this with your feet flat on the floor. Bring your hands onto your lower back. Tuck the tailbone. Broaden the curve of the lumbar. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, hips and thighs forward. If it feels good, relax your head back. Those of you who are more open can reach back for your heels, but keep guiding your hips and thighs forward in space. A couple more breaths. Let's really open up through the thoracic spine. One more. Hands on the lower back. Inhale, come all the way up. And on our exhale, we're going to release directly onto our backs. Let's make use of all of that spaciousness. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. So lie down with your feet hips distance on the floor, arms on the floor, tuck your tailbone under, try to press the lumbar into the floor. And with your tailbone scooped in deeply, we're going to lift the hips and thighs up. If you're feeling more open, you can interlace your hands behind your back, press your interlaced fist into the floor. And even though our legs aren't touching, energetically squeeze the thighs as if they were. Press the arches of the feet flat, ground down through the ball of the foot and the big toe. Instead of breathing into our belly, let's breathe across the midspan of the lung. As you inhale, press the two halves of the rib cage apart. Exhale, lift your hips up, scoop the tailbone in. A couple more breaths like that. And take your time. Release your hands and slowly, vertebra by vertebra, articulate your spine to the floor. Use your abdominal muscles to control the descent of the lower back. And your tailbone, your sacrum, last to touch. One loose windshield wiper of the knees. And we'll hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a good squeeze here. Press your lower back into the floor. We're going to do some spinal rolls to come to seated. If that's not appropriate, you can roll to your side and push your way up. Otherwise, 5 rolls, fast or as slow as you'd like. But try to roll each vertebral body into the mat here. This is 3 for me. And then the next one will bring me to seated. And we'll come upright. And stretch your legs forward. Let's just windshield wiper the femur bones a little bit. Rotate the ankles. Rotate the other way. Point your toes. Flex your feet. Great. We'll move into Dandasana. Dandasana is a lot like mountain pose but seated. We're going to bring the legs together and roll the flesh of your hamstrings out to the sides. Flex your feet towards your face, maybe even your heels will lift off the mat. Bring your hands on either side with the wrists under the shoulders right alongside your hips. And then roll forwards on your sits bones a bit, lifting your chest up high. Squeeze the shoulder blades down. Press out through the arches of your feet. This pose should feel a little bit of effort here. We'll do one more breath. And release. From here, Janu Shirsasana. Bring your right foot to your left inner thigh and keep your left foot flexed. Inhale, reach up, lengthen out of your lower back. Exhale, fold forward. Take a breath in. Lengthen the lowest most vertebra forward towards your foot. And now on the exhale, round. Let the shoulders go. Drop the head. Soften your arms. Take a few breaths. Get heavy with each exhale. Inhale, reach out, lift all the way up. Exhale, release. Let's switch sides. Moving briefly through Dandasana. Take your left foot to the right inner thigh. Flex the right leg, flex the foot. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold over the right leg. Take a breath in, lengthen up, feel the waistline, move forward. And now exhale, fold. Releasing the upper body. Stay connected to your breath. One more makes 3. Inhale, reach out, lift all the way up. And on exhale, we'll release. Let's move briefly through Dandasana into Marichyasana B. We're going to bring the right foot to the floor in a half squat. And there's some space between your right and your left leg. Flex your left leg. Bring your right hand behind you. Use your right arm to help you prop your spine up straight. Inhale, reach your left arm up high. And as you exhale, let's twist to the right. So you have some options. You can hook your elbow around your knee. If you're feeling a little bit more open, elbow outside the knee for leverage. Turn to look beyond the right shoulder. A few deep breaths here. Last one. Inhale, turn your head back to center. And on exhale, we'll release briefly to Dandasana. And then switching sides, we're going to bring the left foot to the floor in a half squat. There's some space between the right and the left leg. Flex your right foot. Ground your left hand behind. So instead of leaning back onto the arm, try to use your arm to lengthen your spine. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, twisting over to the left. So choosing the appropriate arm variation. And then look beyond the left shoulder. Stay with your breath. Inhale, look back to center. And exhale, we'll release. We'll come into Dandasana again. This time we're going to roll the hamstrings out from under. Flex your feet. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, folding over both legs. So if you recall back to our initial forward fold, I encourage you to bend your knees until your tummy touches the thighs. You can do that here. Soften the hamstrings. Create length in the lowermost vertebra with the breath. And as you release the exhale, try to give your body's weight to gravity. Get heavy in this shape. That's already 3 breaths. Let's do 2 more to make 5. And reach out and up. Inhale. And exhale. Release. Purvottanasana. And we can do this pose in 2 ways. I'll show you the full variation, then the modified. Let's bring the hands behind our back with inwardly pointed fingers. Point your toes. So we're in Dandasana with the feet together, and then point your toes. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, squeeze the hips and thighs up. And so you want to try to get your feet flat on the floor, and if it's comfortable, you can relax your head and look behind you. If you'd like a variation here, you can do reverse table with the feet hips distance apart on the floor. Feet are flat. Okay, that's already 3 breaths. Let's do 2 more. Squeeze up and away from your mat. Last one. And release. Let's again roll onto our backs. You don't have to turn around, but I will for the camera's sake. Roll onto your backs, and we'll do a really easy spinal twist. Scoot your hips a little bit to the left side. Knees come up, and then drop them over to the right side. Open up your arms at heart level and turn to look down the left shoulder. This is a passive pose. Use this opportunity to really sense the breath from within. We'll come back up to center, straighten out your back, scoot your hips a little bit to the right, and then bring your knees up and roll over onto your left side in a fetal position. Then open up your arms like a capital letter T and turn to look down the right shoulder. Get yourself into such a position that it just feels good to be here and to breathe here. Let's straighten out the hips. One last time, we'll squeeze the knees into the chest, press your back into the floor, a great big hug. Emanating exuberance, joy, happiness this Valentine's Day. We're going to come up to seated. You can roll to your side and push your way up, or join me in 5 spinal rolls. Remember, in our spinal rolls, we're trying to articulate each spinous process, each vertebra into the mat. That's 3 for me. And the next one will bring me to seated. And we'll come all the way up. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. Bring you in a little closer. A comfortable cross-legged position. You can sit on the edge of a blanket if it feels good. Lift your chest, soften your shoulders, relax your hands on your knees. Tuck your chin, look at the tip of your nose, and slowly close your eyes. We'll bring all of our awareness back to the Ujjayi breath. Through the nose. Sense your breath in relationship to your spine, inhaling down the length of the spine, all the way to the tailbone. Exhaling up the length of the spine, and out through the nose. One more breath like this. At the end of your exhale, release controlled breathing. We'll sit for a moment in observation. And we'll say the sound of Om together, very soft, like a whisper. Breathe in. Even more quiet. Let's take a breath in. Finally, what's silent in your mind? Please lie down on your mat. We'll prepare for our final relaxation, Shavasana. Make any adjustments you need to in order to feel comfortable on the floor. We'll be here for a few minutes. Let your legs splay apart comfortably and relax your arms a distance from your torso with your palms upwards. When you're ready, please close your eyes. Relax your whole body. Relax your whole body into the floor. Feel your whole body lying relaxed on the floor. Now stay still. Relax. Let go. Om Jum Sahat Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiya Mamritat. awaken your fingers and your toes. And if it feels good, stretch your arms overhead, lengthening your whole body. Hug your knees into your chest. Exuberance, joy, happiness. Roll over onto a side for a moment, pause for a moment. And when you're ready, make your way back to a seated position. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Akhanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Chara Charam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for the practice today. I hope you have a heart-filled, soul-filled, happiness-filled Valentine's Day. And I'll see you Friday for our movement and meditation practice. Namaste.